Good evening, everybody. My name is Henry. I'm from Department of Medicinal and Applied Chemistry in Kaohsiung Medical University. I'm on behalf of my department chair, Professor Gao, will give a brief introduction about my department. And first of all, actually, my department just make a new video, 1 minute videos. So I will just show you guys.
Yeah. This one? Oh, I don't. No, I think this is not. Oh, yes.
As you already see the two videos, you know the Kaohsiung is in the southern part of Taiwan. Actually, right now it's the third largest city in Taiwan right now. And Kaohsiung Medical University is the first and the best private university medical school in Taiwan. And so as you also see earlier videos, we do have 5 affiliated hospitals. So the researchers can easily collaborate with the researcher in the hospital to do any kind of medical research. And so in my department, actually right now, we are recruiting graduate students and also as well as the internship students. And I will give the further introduction later. So first of all, I would like to share why do you need to choose KMUC? Because we are the #1 ranking in the medicinal and applied chemistry in Taiwan. And then as I mentioned earlier, we do have, it's easier for you to get interaction with the clinical research. And we also have a large number of the international graduate students, as you can see from the earliest video. Finally, we do have a lot of wide range research area and state of instrument, such as the first photo is an LCMS, and we have 5 high resolution NMR machines for students to use. We also have the transmission electron microscope and also the scanning electron microscope for the student to use. And finally, in the last one is a single X-ray crystal, single X-ray diffraction instrument for solving the crystal structures. And currently, we are ranking #5 in the whole chemistry department in the Taiwan, and it's approximately 200 around the world. And research field, we cover about the organic and the medicinal chemistry, probably around 5 to 10 faculties in my department was working on this area, and another 10 faculties around working in other area, including biochemistry, physical, inorganic chemistry, and analytical chemistry. Okay. And in my department, we are actually annually increasing the international student. Right now, we approximately around 20 to 30 international student in my department. And one of the most important things is the scholarship opportunity. And basically, you can divide by 3 types of scholarship. The Kaohsiung Medical University actually provided the 3 different types of scholarship, including A level, B level, and C levels. The highest one is about 8,100 USD per year. And the lowest one, we cover all your tuition, is about 2,900 USD per year. And then if you are an excellent candidate, you also can try to apply the most scholarship and also the Taiwan scholarship from our government. And currently, my department have around 10 fully funding PhD program and another 2 fully industrial funding PhD positions. And right now, we haven't opened for spring 2024. However, our graduate student admission will open from July 10 to August 13 for the spring of the 2024. As I mentioned, we have the the 10 fully funding scholarship for the PhD students and 3 master, and also another 2 from the industry support, industry company support. It's called the China Synthetic Rubber Corporations. And then how to join KMUC? The first thing, you can go to our website to find out the potential advisor you are interested in, and then contact with the professor to discuss your research plan and write a proposal. And after that, after you have the thoroughly discussion with the professor you are interested in, and then get a agreement form from the professor, and then you can send an email to the Ms. Roca. And finally, you apply online and then finish the process. And however, if you have any difficulty, feel free to contact Roca Chen, and here's her email. She's the person who in charge of the graduate program in my department. And here are the basic requirements and some of the document requirement for applying the graduate student in my department. Of course, you have to have the bachelor degree in chemistry or related field, and the minimum GPA around 3, and also the official proof of English proficiency. And on the other hand, because you would like to study a PhD in my department, we would like to see your research proposal and related academic publications, and the 2 letters of recommendation from your advisor or some other professor in your department. And on the other hand, right now, we also have the exchange program called the Taiwan Experience Education Program, called TIP, in my department. And these 2 years, this year and the following years, our department received funding from the government, so we can support many students do the exchange program in Taiwan in our department. And then basically, this program is about 4 to 6 months of internship program, and we will provide about 15,000 new Taiwan dollars. It's about 500 USD per month to support you continuously for 4 to 6 months. And you can contact the professor you are interested about to do the internship program in their group. And finally, because Kaohsiung is the 3rd largest city in Taiwan, so we are very culturally diversity. We have a lot of activities cooperate from our international office to provide the student to enjoy the culture in Taiwan. And as I mentioned, Kaohsiung is the 3rd largest city in Taiwan, so we have a lot of night market. We have very convenient transportation, including the U-bike, subway, and you can go all around the city very easily. And of course, you can enjoy many different cultural programs in our department, in our university as well. And here are the information, you probably will need it for doing any applications, including online application system and our department website, and also including the exchange program informations. And right now, let me switch to give the brief introduction about my research. Okay. Basically, my lab is working on some of the things, one of the organic molecule called NHC, and we want to functionalize on the nanomaterials or other molecules to different applications. And let me introduce what's N-heterocyclic carbene. Carbene actually is one of the unusual carbon species, and it's neutral, and you have 1 lone pair and 1 empty orbitals, really highly reactive. And one of the methods you learn from your 2nd year undergraduate organic chemistry book, how to generate carbene, use this diazo methane, use the heat or light, and release nitrogen gas to generate this methylene carbene. However, because you have a lone pair as a nucleophile provide electrons, empty orbitals can accept the electrons, so they are highly reactive. So until the researcher in around 1990s, they put another 2 nitrogen next to this carbon to stabilize this carbene to make them very useful for different applications. Why it's very useful? One of the structure here is called a Grubbs catalyst, 2nd generation Grubbs catalyst. And Robert Grubbs actually won a Nobel Prize in 2005 in chemistry because this catalyst can use him for this called olefin metathesis. It's highly useful in the polymer chemistry and also the different kind of alkene in the industrial use for. In recently, actually, this NAC carbon have found out can functionalize on the metal surface, such as gold, copper, and silver. This is really highly important for the semiconductor industry. So that might be a useful things for the next generation functionalization technique for different industry. And in my lab, actually, we focus on this benzene type of NAC. Then we have a different research area. The first area, we can put this NAC on the metal nanoparticles. And then here we can see we can generate some of the bimetallic nanocubes. And these cubes can absorb light and transfer light to heat and can be useful for catalysis or some of the application in a biological system. On the other hand, we combine this NAC with some fluorescence molecule. Hopefully they can use for help the medical doctor to identify the tumor site and guide them for cut the tumor precisely. An example here is some of the other application with our fluorescence molecule. They can do the detection of the highly toxic metal ions, and we can use them for the anti-cancer properties. It's better than the cisplatin as the chemo drug as people using in the hospital. And the last two topics here, one of the use is called the porphyrin NAC metal complex. Porphyrin actually is a main structure in our leaves, and they can transform from the CO2 carbon dioxide to the glucose. So it's highly useful. So we want to modify them on the metal surface and the metal particles. Hopefully they can do the catalysis to transform carbon dioxide into some of the useful chemicals such as methanol, methane, or ethane. And finally, the last research topic we find out was some of the fundamental research about this NAC metal complex fluorescence properties. And this complex, we actually find out they have the mechanochromism. What this means is actually one of the complex originally emit one of the light, such as the orange colors. And when you use the force to grind them, they can change to other colors. And this might be useful for some force sensors in the futures. And in my lab, we are using this NAC, want to develop the new materials and study the applications in the different areas. And finally, I would like to thank you for your attention, and Taiwan and KMU welcome you. And if I speak too fast or anything is not clear, feel free to email me and check my website. Thank you.